I can't. You'll have to come back and get it because I've got 2 young children and I can't leave them. Thanks, doll. Right. Hello. Oh, you didn't catch me at bath time at all. I just got the kids all fed and showered, and I just had a nappy to put on. That's all. It certainly is, yeah, but we might as well carry on this conversation on this phone. Let me just see if there is a... God. Oh, here we go. That's better. Hey, yeah, go for it. What can I do for you, darling?
Okay, well, I just wanted to follow up just on the conversation that I can see you had last night with Tegan. I can see that a plan was made that you were going to give the acute care team a call. So I just wanted to check in. How did that all go? Did you end up being able to give them a call last night?
So I got a visit from a girl called Michaela. I've been asking, what would you like, my darling? What would you like, my treacle tot? What would you like? Do you want your milky milk? Here you go. I've been trying to get some help for some basic supplies now for about a day and a half. I'd run out of nappies and all number of things. I managed to pull God knows what together. I managed to get some nappies. I managed to get them some food with the last of my money. I managed to buy fresh water for them. So I just about managed all by myself to pull together the minimum resources despite asking all day long for help, but it just, I don't know what's going on there, but the ball is being dropped all over the place, and it's really bad because there's 2 young children that are in the middle of this and they're suffering enormously. So I'm really quite upset with everybody to this degree that there's 2 children and it's really unacceptable. Anyway, more to the point, eventually last night, just as we fell asleep, this girl called Michaela wakes us up. She's got only 2 things for me, a small box of eggs and a loaf of bread, and none of the other stuff that I asked for, which was really essential, like Nova's almond milk to keep her nice and calm, none of the nappies I asked for, none of the wet wipes, none of the toothbrushes, nothing, just eggs and bread. So then she goes away and we look to go and settle back down again, and then I've got 2 people at the door. They identified themselves as from a place called Mika. Again, it was Michaela and a lady called Ruksha, which is, I understand, a woman I spoke to on the phone. Now, she looked quite concerned, and she said I needed to phone DV Connect and that you guys have been trying to phone me all day, which is really odd because I'd been trying to contact you and I wasn't getting anywhere. So anyway, she said I needed to phone DV Connect. So last night I gave them a ring and I spoke to Tegan. Now Tegan tells me that a lady, I think her name is Carla from GC Law, she had a request that I needed to contact the mental health team, and I didn't really understand what that was about. She also sounded like it was a bit strange. So I was like, okay, well, I just need to do what I need to do in order to comply, keep the walls from the door, as it were, and, just do my bit to keep this process going and try and move forward, because it's been so incredibly difficult in the last few days. I've really had zero in the way of any help and support, and obviously quite a bit of police interaction, which has been very difficult. So I'm imagining that's why that call came through, although I can't be sure. I mean, who knows at this stage. So under instruction from Tegan, I phoned the number that I was given, and I spoke to I'm assuming he's some sort of psychologist. His name was Andrew. I explained why I was phoning, that I was in a difficult situation with my husband involving domestic violence, that a lawyer had instigated contact through DV, that DV had instructed me to contact them, and he basically felt that it was deeply, deeply unsuitable for me to be having that phone call, and it should not have been happening. So he instructed me to end the call and carry on life as normal. So that's exactly what I did. So that's really odd. I think that needs some investigating, don't you?
Yeah, it's very odd that they would have that outcome when they've requested said that you contact them. It is very odd.
No, it's not that. That's not the strange part. The strange part is that why Carla instigated that. That's the strange part.
Okay.
That's the very strange part. But the psychologist, he seemed like an incredibly intelligent man, and he was able to see right through the nonsense. And he, you know, he did say to me, "This is very unwise for you to phone me. I'm not sure why they've put you up to this, but it's not good for you. So I'm gonna just advise you to end this call. You sound perfectly fine to me. There's no issues from what he can tell." And to basically explore further as to why that recommendation was made, because it obviously wasn't in my best interest for that to happen. So that's the strange part about it, and that's what I'm going to try and get to the bottom to. But I think I'm going to do that with another lawyer now. I'm going to take on my own legal team, and I'm going to get them to explore that further and find out what exactly happened there. Because it wasn't contact that I instigated. It was something that I was told to do, which was essentially going to go against me, which was very odd. So anyway, that all happened last night. Unfortunately, because the ladies came knocking, they woke everybody up. Nova then didn't get to go back to sleep until 4 a.m. She was extremely distressed, extremely upset, and again, you know, we didn't get any food in yesterday apart from one microwave meal between 3 of us. I managed to pull other things together, but the poor girl is so tired and so hungry because, you know, she got woken up and she needs sleep, and this is just an absolute disaster area. I don't entirely know what's going on with you guys, but this is unacceptable. She needs support, hey? I need support, and my daughters need support. So that's basically what happened last night. Okay, Reva, just hold on a second, honey, darling. Just 1 second. Do you want some milk? Do you want some milk? Where did you get? I know, I'll take you out there in just a second. Mummy's just got a few little things she needs to do, and then she'll take you. Yeah, don't you worry. Look, Mummy get you some nice fresh creamy milk, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Sorry, Dal, do go on.
Okay, so Carly, I just want to address a few of those things that you've said, because I just actually have some conflicting information on my end that I just want to try and clarify with you. So on the issue of food, I can see that at around 8 o'clock last night, my shift leader actually approved for us to assist you with $40 worth of a food voucher
so
that the
what happened is
team would deliver
when they came by at 11 o'clock last night, they had with them a Coles gift card.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I can't use a Coles gift card at 11 o'clock at night when I've got no transport and I have no idea where the nearest Coles is. So that's wholly ineffective. Move on, next point.
Okay, so Carly, that could be something to help today. I can tell you where your nearest Coles is, and unfortunately the time that they arrive isn't something that we can control because they visit lots and lots of women.
There are children to consider, so they really do need to make it at a time where those children are not going to be disrupted. There's a whole day. It doesn't need to be at 11 o'clock at night. So I disagree with you wholly there, and I would imagine if the children's best interests are at heart, people wouldn't be knocking at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, well, that's something that this other organisation has governance over, so I won't sort of debate you on that. That's all good. Let's put that one to a side because I don't have control over that. But on the issue of the conversation with Andrew, I'm really sorry that you had that very strange call.
Yes.
From our end, what I can tell you is that a worker by the name of Brittany from the acute care team gave us a call and asked Tegan to ask you to either call the acute care team or to speak with the emergency department, go into an ED and have that assessment completed there. So that's from my end. I don't know anything about a Carla from DV Law.
No, not
my name is Carla and I work at DV Connect, but that's different.
I've got some spinach here, girls. Just hold on. What can I do? Let me open that water for you, darling. Can you hear how upset they are? They're just so tired. This is such a terrible situation. Honestly, the paramount thing here should be care, and I'm not seeing a great deal of that at all. Come here. Come here, sweetheart. Come here, my darling. That's okay. Let me open this Wawa for you. Nice cold Wawa. There we go. What was your next point?
Okay, well, bottom line, Carly, I know that being in the motel is extremely difficult, so our goal is to try and get you out of there and get you into a refuge as soon as possible. So, do you remember yesterday when I spoke with you, I mentioned that there was a refuge in Toowoomba that we were going to try and send a referral through to?
Yes, I do remember that conversation.
Yeah, so they got back to us late yesterday afternoon with some follow-up questions, so I'm hoping to ask you all of those and give them a call back and we'll try and get an outcome as soon as possible.
Ask me your questions.
Sorry, Carly, the line isn't too good. What was that?
Ask me your questions. What questions do you have?
Okay, so the first one is just about your income. So I can see from our notes from